Dear participants, my wife and I had been homeschooling our 3 boys for 10 years when President Macron announced his intention to ban it from the next school year. The pretext was Islamic radicalism. It was in October 2020. We were stunned. With another father concerned with his dangers, we created an association, Liberté Education in French, to defend this freedom. Very quickly, providentially, we found ourselves being auditioned at the National Assembly and the Senate, along with the other associations that had existed for many years. Hubert Vauvy, our president, explained to the deputy why this was a fundamental freedom guaranteed by national and international conventions. With the other association, we encourage families to make appointments with their deputies. Then we launched petition, contacted the press, obtained numerous articles and signed article in national newspaper. Our 3 main arguments were: first, homeschooling is a fundamental freedom guaranteed by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in its article 26.3. It is the primary responsibility of parents to choose the education of their children. And we can also say that parents are the first educator for their children. Second argument, no evidence of radicalization in homeschooling, according to the Ministry of the Interior. And we have 98% success for children in homeschooling, according to the Ministry of National Education. And finally, researchers say that homeschooled children are as well socialized as those in public school. We also received a secret report commissioned by the government, and we had published it in one of the French first newspaper. And this secret report stated that the measure was unconstitutional. This was not enough to convince all the deputies of the presidential majority who had voting instruction. The mobilization was so important that on the very day the law was voted on, live in the French Assembly, the government took fright and proposed a change to the law, granting 2 additional years to families who were already practicing homeschooling. A dozen of the presidential majority were still on our side, but we lost. Once the law was passed, we encouraged members of parliament to take the matter of the Constitutional Council. But again, we lost. We also published a book with the support of the Homeschooling League Defense Association in the United States to demonstrate that the accusations against homeschooling in France were unfounded. We also felt very supported by other homeschooling leaders, such as Sylvia in Portugal and in other European countries. But unfortunately, all this was not enough to stop President Macron's will. Even if a minister in the French TV said they have a very strong resistance on this particular issue. So we scored points, including with public opinion. We also participated in a JEX summit in Paris last October, which allowed youth to forge stronger links with other international organizations that defend this freedom, which is also an art of living. The situation has deteriorated in the last school year, with a 30% drop in the number of children in homeschooling, from 75,000 to 55,000 due to the new law and numerous refusal of authorization by the administration. For example, in the Academy of Toulouse, 80% of refusal for new requests. 80%. We have therefore attacked about 40 decisions of refusal of authorization by defending this family before the courts, up to the highest legal authority of the French country, the Council of States, unfortunately also looked up by the President. We won several appeals at the beginning, but very quickly we saw the influence of the government during the hearings. And today we are taking France to the European Court of Human Rights with a first application, and we invite lawyers and jurists who wish to come and help us. What keeps us going is a light of hope. We are fighting for a just cause, that of all children, that of all freedom, and sooner or later we will win. Yesterday, we learned that a French homeschooler had just been accepted in a prestigious American university. His mother wrote in social network that his son was not doing well in school when she took him out of school. Her typical profile: her son could never have done so well without homeschooling. She wished she could have told the mom she was 11 years earlier. You made the best choice of your life for your child. Go on. I want to conclude with a little piece of music. Our oldest son, Carol, 14 years old, has never been to school. She is learning the violin at the Regional Conservatory of Tours when we live. And a few days ago, he participated in a violin competition at the Paris Conservatory. And he won the first prize. Wonderful. We are so proud of him. And we spread this video in social networks, saying that it is not only the crowning of his work and the accompaniment of his teacher, as well as my wife, wonderful wife, but also and above all the fruit of the homeschooling. Indeed, he works on his violin at the best moment of the day and several times a day, when his friends come back in the evening tired from school with their homework to do. Yes, homeschooling has many advantages and allow all children to give the best of themselves. Thank you very much.